not long ago, and even years ago when I first began. So quite a few times I've been told to not share the details of my testimony. And I kind of said, well, I guess I could see why that would be okay. And I was told the devil's in the details. But let me just say this, that the devil's not in the details. What's in the details is freedom, because for all of those that think that there is no hope for them, they think they're too far gone, or they think that they are so deep into sin, or they're told that they're so far into it that they're too deep to get out. They're told that there is no escape, that this is who they are. It is for those very people that the details can set them free. The details of people's testimony, we don't have to get graphic, but we can give details. And so I wanted to share some supernatural details. Yeah, some supernatural details. And I wanted to share them with you because I think that, they may be able to help somebody out there to know that some things that happen when we're in the world don't just happen. So I remember when I lived in sin, and I remember when I was transgender and I was walking down the alleyway one day, and I had two thugs pull up in a truck, and they pulled up in front of me in an alleyway, and they jumped out, and one put a gun in my mouth, and he said to me, he says, if you're a man, your brains are going to be all over this wall. And I was backed up against a brick wall, and I remember each one of them. Now here I am, back against the wall, gun in my mouth, and each one of them, one on each side of me, each one of them slid a hand into my pants. Each one of them slid a hand into my pantyhose, into my panties. And now I know what they grabbed. I know what I have. But they looked at each other and said, I told you she was a girl. And then the one with the gun in my mouth looked at me. And as he pulled the gun out of my mouth, he said, you've just been blessed. So I say all that to say this. Thank you, Jesus. But that man didn't even know that he was used when he was used, because he was used, and he didn't even know he was being used. But he gave me a message. He told me, you've just been blessed. God supernaturally touched each one of those men to make them really truly believe and think that they were feeling female genitalia, when in fact each of them had a handful of male genitalia. Now that's a supernatural detail. And for me personally, at that moment, I kind of thought pridefully, they just want me, they'll be back. But no, they never came back. No, they didn't want me. They wanted to end my life if they would have known that I was truly a man. And so I say all of that to say this. Pay attention when God does something supernatural in your life. Because when I came out of the world and came into the church, I was told, well, God doesn't know you. He didn't know you. He doesn't know he never heard your prayers. That's not true. God kept me. God had his thumb on me when I was in the world. God kept me through so many instances where my life should have ended. It should not have continued. God kept me, and he kept me for a time such as this. And I know this. And so I'm just saying that when you are in these situations, pay attention. Think about it. Think about, how did that really happen? Because the only way it could have really happened is if God had a hand in that situation in keeping me from death. Thank you, Jesus. And I just wanted to share that with you, because while we keep telling people the devil's in the details, don't share the details of your testimony, we're actually suppressing the freedom that's available in their testimony. And yeah, you know what? The devil may be in the graphic details, but I say let's share the details of our testimonies, because there's freedom found in them. You all have a blessed day. Know that I love you. Peace.